Hello Leafs Nation, I'm Rick Scarborough and you're watching Blue and White Weekly, where we bring you weekly updates on the Leafs and the hockey world at large. The voices are getting louder. But that's not what's important. What's important is we have a brand new week of Maple Leafs hockey to talk about, so let's get into the news. Before we get into the games of the week, let's take a look at some news from around the hockey world. Oilers captain Connor McDavid was suspended for 3 games for a cross-check to the head of Vancouver's Connor Garland. Garland and McDavid were tied up in the dying seconds of the game, and McDavid's temper seemed to get the better of him following the play. On the ensuing scrum, Vancouver's Tyler Myers laid a cross-check to the face of Edmonton's Evan Bouchard and also received a 3-game suspension. For more thoughts on the matter, we turn to our junior intern, Gilsey.
What's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's your boy Gilsey, and I am back on Blue and White Weekly, where, as you well know, well, Rick just teed it up, our boy McDavid, the big Davo, old 97, he went and got himself the 3-game sussy for a cross-check on Garland. So, to celebrate, we're going to try his burger. This is the Big Mac David from McDonald's. Big old 97 on the tin there for you. Crack that open. And, well, it looks like a Big Mac. A lot bigger than the Smoky Quarter Pappy. I think McDavid's compensating for something. That is a big burger. Righty then. Oh. Oh yeah. You can taste the Edmonton oil in it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, guys. This is just a Big Mac.
Yo, is that the Big Mac David?
Back to you, Rick. I do believe we just witnessed an assault on our broadcast. Wow. Thursday night got wild in Ottawa as an altercation broke out at the benches between Bruins captain Brad Marchand and Senators forward Nick Cousins. But Brad Marchand took things a step too far when he grabbed Cousins by the throat. Between Marchand's choking and licking, I hear they're planning on adding a PG-13 label to Bruins games from now on. European DJ Kygo did a show in Toronto on Thursday, and he brought Joseph Woll and Mitch Marner out to sing with him. While Marner definitely shouldn't quit his day job, Joseph Woll continues to prove that he's good at absolutely everything in life. And if you've been complaining about a lack of exciting trades in the NHL in recent, years, and you're in luck, as Twitter was ablaze Friday night with rumors and speculation regarding a massive 3-team trade. For more details, we go to our ringside reporter, Riley Roberts.
Thanks very much, Rick. And folks, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not at the rink today. I am in a garage somewhere, and I think I've been kidnapped. But the news goes on anyway. And I don't know about you, but the updates were blowing up my phone Friday evening as news trickled in regarding this blockbuster deal. TSN's Pierre LeBrun began the speculation when he reported a 3-team trade involving Chicago's Taylor Hall going to Carolina. 20 minutes after that, Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet told us that Colorado's Mikko Rantanen was also on the way to Carolina, confirming the Avalanche as the 3rd team in the deal. It took a few hours for the dust to settle, but the final trade looked something like this. Colorado has acquired both Martin Necas and Jack Drury from Carolina, and Carolina has acquired Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. Chicago has helped to facilitate the trade by taking on 50% of Rantanen's salary, and in return, they take a 3rd-round pick from Carolina that was Chicago's to begin with. With just over a month to go until the trade deadline, this is just the beginning of what should be a very exciting time to be a hockey fan. But until there's more to tell, I'll send it back to you in the studio, Rick. I'm so cold.
Was that real? Has he actually been kidnapped? We've been getting ransom notes for a week. Why have we not done anything about it? And now for the games of the week. The Tampa Bay Lightning came to town on Monday, and it was announced the morning of the game that Jonas Johansson would start in net, with the Lightning saving Andrei Vasilevsky for the Habs on the second half of their back-to-back. You could look at this as the Lightning thinking the Habs are a tougher opponent than the Leafs, but I choose to believe that Vasilevsky is scared of the Leafs, with him losing 7 of his last 10 starts against the Buds, with an .871 save percentage against us through those games. Legendary radio announcer Joe Bowen took his first day off in 43 years of calling Leafs games on Monday to watch his Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the College Football National Championship. The Irish lost 34-23 to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Hollywood star and Toronto native Mike Myers, yeah baby, was in attendance to watch what could be the most complete game the Leafs have played in a while, running Tampa's show from start to finish. Matthew Knies dominated play as he does every time he goes up against the Lightning, picking up 2 goals and an assist. And with 2 assists in this game, Mitch Marner now has the most multi-assist games in Leafs franchise history, passing Borje Salming for the record. The Leafs moved on to a Wednesday matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets, with Dennis Hildeby getting the start. Hildeby took the net the last time the Leafs and Blue Jackets met, in a 6-2 loss for the Leafs. This was another next-gen game for the Leafs, and so I will turn the chair over to Gilsey for our next-gen coverage. Before the game even got started, Max Domi was making headlines and warm-ups for curating the on-ice warm-up playlist. Never let him cook again. The game kicked off with a bang, with Revo throwing hands for the first time all season with Matthew Olivier. But then trading hands wasn't the only trading happening in this game, as after a mix-up in front of the net, Elvis Merzlikins and Austin Matthews came away with each other's sticks. Something I don't think I've seen before, really. The Dennis Hildeby didn't receive much backup on the defensive end, but once again, he wasn't too hot himself and could not slow down the Blue Jackets as they hung 5 goals on him, 3 of them coming from Adam Fantilli as the Blue Jackets take this game 5-1. And before you ask, Dennis Hildeby has already been sent back to the Marlies and has been replaced by veteran Matt Murray. All right, now my boys are hitting me up to run some Fortnite, so I'm going to send the desk back to my man Ricky. Later. Following the game, Austin Matthews made comment that the crowd was a little too quiet during the Ryan Reeves fight, and he caught backlash for this statement. I don't know why, though, because he's absolutely right. The lower bowl of Scotiabank Arena, the only area that the players can hear when on the ice, is notorious for being quiet during home games. This is partially due to the high price of seats and the boring suits that buy those high prices. The Leafs took a trip across the province to reignite the Battle of Ontario on Saturday night in Ottawa. Leafs forward Jacob Quillen made his NHL debut in this game and quickly got involved in things due to a knee-on-knee collision with Ottawa's Nick Cousins. Both players went down, but Cousins clearly got the worst of it as he had to be helped off of the ice. The game remained knotted at 1 for majority of play until a lucky bounce off of Shane Pinto's leg gave the Senators the game winner, and the Leafs lose 2-1. Looking ahead in the week, it's a bit of a lighter schedule as the Leafs host the Minnesota Wild on Wednesday, then it's onto the plane as the West Coast road trip begins on Saturday in Edmonton against the Oilers. We'll have all those games for you next week, plus so much more, but for now, thank you very much for watching Leafs Nation. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember, go Leafs, go! We'll see you next week.